Weekly live stream. My name is Alicia, and in this week's live lesson, we are going to talk about a very important grammar point. We are going to talk about the difference between used to and would. We're going to practice using these two grammar points to talk about the past, to talk about our childhood, to talk about school days, and we're also going to practice some useful patterns that use this grammar. So I hope this is a really good lesson, of course, for beginner learners and for people who want to refresh their brain about these grammar points and just learn some new patterns. So as you join today's live stream, please make sure to hit the like button and of course share this video so other people can find today's lesson. Also send a message in the chat. I will try to check your messages in just a moment and then we'll begin today's lesson. So as we wait for people to join us live, I have two very fast announcements. The first one is very important. You will, I hope, be interested. It is about this banner at the bottom of the screen that says get 40% off forever discount. The team has a super special forever discount right now at EnglishClass101.com. This page has all the information about our team's learning program, so you can click the link below the video or above the video, depending on YouTube or Facebook, to find all of this information. So if you want to get 40% off forever at EnglishClass101.com, you can check the link today and find all of the information and get that deal. So please make sure to check it out. I think that's a really, really good chance for many people. Okay, that's announcement number one. Announcement number two. Do you have questions for me? I know you do because you send them to me sometimes. So please send me your questions, but please send your questions to the official Alicia question submission page for our weekly question and answer series. This is a video on YouTube of this. So if you want me to read your question, 100% I will read your question. And it might be included in our weekly series, Ask Alicia. Please send me your questions at EnglishClass101.com/ask-Alicia. That's a very long URL. You can find the link for this in the YouTube description, so please check down below. If you're watching on Facebook, you can find it from any episode of Ask Alicia on YouTube. So please send me your questions. I know you have them. Not on Instagram DMs, not Twitter, not Facebook or whatever. There's so many in Facebook comments, YouTube comments, too many every day. So send them here. I will read it and maybe I'll answer it. Okay, everything is rolling, I think, which looks good. So I will come and say hi to the chat and then we are going to begin. YouTube, what's up, YouTube? Hello, Natalie. Hello, Ekrem. Hi, Jal Brown, what's up? Let's see, Jonathan, hi. Miguel, what's up? Hajar, hi everybody. Mauricio, Bruno, Alexandre, hi everybody. Welcome and thank you for joining today's live. Facebook, what's up? Hi, Jacob and Mike and Ulysses. Hi, Rosa, what's up? Nala and Janie. I see Janie, I hope I said your name correctly. Hi everybody that's now writing to me on YouTube. Cindy and Vishal and who didn't I say before? David, Nyo, Sonam, Pritinanda, I hope I said your name correctly. Marisol, Game Slayer, what's up? Oh my gosh, Facebook as well. Sukaina, hi. Andres, Mariel, welcome everybody. Okay, everyone is typing hello. So you are all here, ready to chat, yes? Good. Let's begin today's lesson. After Alicia likes and shares the video, you can, if you forgot, you can like and share the video now too. I am going to like and share and begin today's lesson. There, I liked it, now I'm sharing it. Boom. Okay, let's go. So today we are going to talk about how to use used to and would. So get your notebook ready, get your paper, your pencil, your pen ready. Let's begin. Let's start with used to. So this is a basic grammar point, yes, but we need to know how and when to use it because sometimes I see people use this incorrectly. Let's talk about how to use used to correctly. So we use used to for actions and conditions that were true in the past, but are not true now, okay? On a timeline, let's imagine on a timeline, here this star is now, this way, this is the future, tomorrow. This is the past, yesterday and beyond. So we use used to talk about something in the past, a past action or a past condition. It was true before, usually a long time ago, like your childhood or your school days. Usually we do not use used to for like yesterday or last week. We use it for a long time ago, maybe last year, for example. So we do not use this for a recent past action, usually, maybe for a joke only. So the past action that was true now is not true. We use used to describe this. So here is the sentence pattern. You can put this in your notebook. So the basic sentence pattern we are going to practice today is subject plus used to plus infinitive verb. Infinitive verb means the base verb form, the dictionary verb form. So no change to the verb. It's easy, right? Easy, okay? So get ready to send your message in the chat, okay? So let's look at some examples. You can send yours in the chat as I read the examples. I will check the chat after we check the example sentences, okay? Let's look at these examples and break down what is happening. First one, I used to play with my friends every day. I used to play with my friends every day. What's happening in this sentence? We have used to. I used to. This tells us something was true in the past and not true now. When we hear used to, we are ready for this change, right? Here is my verb. I used to play. This is my infinitive verb. I used to play, in this case, with my friends every day. This sounds like when I was a kid or when I was little, this was true every day, right? Playing with my friends. But now, as an adult, right, I do not play with my friends every day, okay? So this sentence shows us very easily something changed, right? We just use used to do that. So it's very helpful to describe a change, okay? Let's go to the second example and then I'll come to the chat. Second example here is, my family used to have a dog. My family used to have a dog. This is a condition, right? Used to have. So here is the used to, yeah? Here is the verb. My family used to have a dog. No change to the verb, not having or had. Used to have a dog, okay? So this sentence means, in the past, my family had a dog. But now, my family does not have a dog, right? Maybe the dog went to a different home, or maybe the dog was old and passed away, okay? So we are expressing some change. Okay, I'm going to check the chat quickly. Alexandre on YouTube wrote, when I was a kid, I used to hate studying English. Yeah, I think that's really, really common. I used to hate studying English. So that sounds like now you like studying English. Is that true? So remember, something changed. Okay, Gameslayer wrote, I used to, don't forget your D. I used to, it went away. I used to play with my cat. Oh, there it is. I used to play with my precious cat. Nice one. Okay. Sonam wrote, my family used to have many parrots. Don't forget S, parrots. Good. Okay, Jonathan wrote, I used to study hard 24/7, but now I'm not doing that anymore. Good. Okay. Let's see, anything on Facebook yet? Facebook, you have no example sentences. I see many of you are watching. Nobody is writing examples. Now is your chance. Now is your chance to write an example sentence. Okay, let's go to one more example with used to, and then we will take a break and go to part 2. Last one. She used to work on this team. She used to work on this team. let's break down the grammar of this sentence. Are you ready? So she used to. Here is our used to, right? And then we have work, our infinitive verb. She used to work on this team. So this sentence means, in the past, before, she worked on this team. But now, she does not work on this team, right? So this sentence makes it very efficient to talk about a change. So if you have a coworker or maybe a classmate that used to be in your class or used to be on your team, whatever, you can use a sentence like this to describe the change, okay? Okay, some more examples. Rosa on Facebook, hey, has one. I used to play with my dog. Okay, so this sounds like now I do not play with my dog. Maybe you don't have a dog now. Okay, YouTube has some more. Suzanne, hey, wrote, I used to wake up at 5 every morning, so early. Okay, and now you don't, right? Natalie wrote, I used to have a cup of coffee in the morning. Great, I still have a cup of coffee in the morning, very important. Roni wrote, I used to walk to school for about 2 miles. Wow, that's a long walk to school. Is that true? Anibal, close. I used to run last weekend. So last weekend is too recent. We use used to for something that was in the past, really, really far in the past, yeah? So last weekend is too soon. You could say, like, I used to run like when I was, I don't know, a kid. Or I used to run when I was in school, maybe. Okay, others, let's see, anybody else? Demelash on Facebook, hello, says, I used to score 100% in math. Is that true? That's really amazing if that's true. Okay, others, Natalie wrote, we used to work until night, okay. Panajachel, hey, says, I used to be a delivery driver 11 years ago. Okay, so you can say, I used to be a delivery driver. You don't have to add 11 years ago, just I used to be is enough. So you can take that off. Edmar wrote, I used to swim in the river with my cousin. Nice. Okay, good examples. One more on Facebook from Fever. 2 more. I used to listen to rock. Nice. Ali, I used to travel to Ireland last month. So again, last month, that's too recent. We do not use used to for those recent past actions. I will add a note here. So everybody, you can add to your notebook. Not recent actions, yeah? That's a couple people I saw your example. So we do not use used to, sorry, it's hard to see, not for recent actions, yeah? This is for a long time ago in the past, like your childhood, yeah, or your school days, okay? Good, so thanks everybody, nice job with those example sentences. Keep your energy for part 2, okay? Good, okay, keep sending and I will come again to check the examples in just a moment. But for now, let's take a super quick break to remind you, if you missed it before, our team has a really, really, really good deal right now. You can see this right here. This banner, it says get 40% off forever. Forever discount. The team made a 40% off forever discount. So if you go to the link below the video, YouTube, if you're watching YouTube, check below in the description. If you are watching on Facebook, check up here or over here. Make the video small and check the link. If you want to get the forever discount, you can go to EnglishClass101.com's page right here, which you can see here, to find all the information and choose the plan that is the best for you. So this is a really, really good chance right now. That forever discount is a really good deal, I think. So please check and find the best option for you if you want more of my lessons and more study tools as well. Okay, let's continue. I'll check a couple more examples and then we'll go to part 2. On Facebook, Derwin wrote, I used to read a lot, but now I don't. My eyesight is bad. Yeah, I would say my eyesight is bad. Yeah, okay. Shah wrote, I used to go fishing with my friend is correct. Do not put last week. Again, not recent action. Last week is a recent action. We use this for things in the far, far, far past. Far past used to. Okay? Like 1 year ago. That's a good rule. It's not a rule, but good guide. Yeah? No recent actions. Okay? Ayman wrote, I used to play some pieces. So not for Chopin, but I used to play some Chopin pieces. Then it's perfect. So use the writer, the composer, the music composer, I used to play some Chopin pieces, or I used to play some Bach pieces. Use the composer name plus pieces to describe that kind of music practice, yeah? Yorby wrote, I used to play basketball. What's up? Nice, Yorby, that sounds cool. Back on YouTube, Salman wrote, my friends used to visit me on the weekends. Nice, great. Okay, let's continue. If I did not catch your example sentence, I am sorry. Please send another in part 2. I will try to check yours. Let's take a look. Oh, if you haven't, now is a great chance to like the video because it helps other people find the lesson, yeah? Let's continue to part 2, wood. Okay, so wood. First, what do we use wood to do? You probably know some different uses of wood. Today, we are going to practice just one use of wood, okay? This use of wood is for talking about repeated past actions, okay? So we use for repeated past actions that are not true now or have changed. So again, this is in the distant past. So not recent, distant past actions, like your childhood, okay? So this is not for last weekend or last month, okay? So maybe even more than 1 year ago. We use these to talk about like traditions, like your family tradition or your community like custom or your country's customs when you were a kid, okay? Very far past actions, okay? So what do we kind of imagine here? So again, if we have a timeline, and this is now, the star is now, great, hooray. Here's the future. Back here, this is the past, a long time ago. We imagine we use would to talk about repeated past actions. It happened every week or every year or every month. There's some repetition, right? And then over time, now something changed. So now we do not do the repeated action. Or now we do it, but it's different, right? So we want to talk about something that repeated a lot, like a tradition or custom, but that changed or stopped, okay? So this is different from used to, right? Used to does not have, always, the feeling of repetition of customs. We just want to talk about one thing in the past that changed or stopped, yeah? It's different now. This one has the feeling of something repeating, something maybe that was special, right? We often use it for something that was special, okay? So let's look at how we make these sentences. Put this in your notebook, write this in your notebook, how to make the sentence. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this point here. And then we'll look at some example sentences. So this actually is very easy to make a pattern, to make the sentence pattern. We have the same as used to, subject plus would plus infinitive verb. So again, the infinitive verb is the dictionary form, yeah? No change. Don't change the verb here, yeah? So no ing verb, no past tense verb, no change, okay? And then, this is different from used to. When we use would, I have together here plus a frequency. So frequency means how often, yeah? How often did you repeat this thing? So this could be every day or every weekend, every month, maybe always, right? We need some information about how often you repeated the action. So this we can put at the beginning of the sentence. We might put it at the end of the sentence. This is very flexible, okay? So for me, I think I often put it here, yeah? For me, it often feels like a story, yeah? If I want to give the person the information about the time first, okay? So let's take a look at our example sentences, and then I will come to check the examples. Oh, already one on YouTube. Rakian, I hope I said your name right, said, when I was a kid, I would play with kites. I would play with kites. That's a really nice one. I like that one. Okay, good. Send some more examples, everybody. I will check. Oh, Juan has one on Facebook. I used to play with marbles when I was a child. Nice. Okay, so both of those examples have a great frequency marker. When I was a kid, right? So we can see like when I was a kid gives us the time point, yeah? When I was a child is another good one. So we have the time here. Actually, sorry, I said that's kind of more time. This doesn't give the frequency. Sorry, that was my bad. But we'll talk a little bit more about frequency in the examples. Okay, let's see. So first one, let's break this down. Every winter, my family would take a trip to the mountains. Every winter, my family would take a trip to the mountains. So let's see what's happening here. First, let's look for this part. Yeah, subject, would, infinitive verb. Here, my family would. Here's the would. Here's my subject. So who did it, right? And here is my verb. Would take a trip. Every summer, every winter, my family would take a trip. Right here, every winter. This is the frequency. So I give the listener or I give the reader some information. How often? So this is every winter. So in this sentence, it's one time every year. Every winter, my family would take a trip to the mountains. Okay? So we know how often we did the action. Okay, let's continue. Second, when I was a kid, I would play with my friends every day. When I was a kid, I would play with my friends every day. So we can see, again, this part, subject, would, infinitive verb is here. Here's my subject, who did it, plus would, and then my verb, play. I would play with my friends every day. In this sentence, we have a lot of information. First, we have the frequency. When I was a kid, I would play with my friends every day. So right here, this every day gives us the frequency, right? Every day is the frequency of this action, yeah? And the time period is here, when I was a kid, and we have the frequency when you were a kid, yeah? So this sentence gives us a lot of information, yeah? It's a really good one. Okay, let's see, anything in the chat? Tammy in Facebook says, every Monday I would visit my grandparents. Every Monday I would visit my grandparents. You can remove two and then it's perfect, okay? Let's see, nothing else on Facebook yet. I will come to YouTube. Wow. Rocky wrote, every summer I would watch Little Bear, my favorite show. Nice one. Every summer. Okay, good. I see other languages in the chat. This is English practice time. Miguel wrote, my oldest sister would cook for me when I was a kid. Perfect. Nice one. My oldest sister would cook for me when I was a kid. Ricardo wrote, when I was a kid, every morning I would take a trip by work. What do you mean by work? When I was a kid, every morning I would take a trip. Do you mean to work or maybe to school? Maybe you had a job when you were a kid, yeah? Jonathan wrote, as a kid, I would play chess with my friends at school in PE class. Nice one, okay. Vikas wrote, every Sunday I visit my friend's house. Maybe every Sunday I visited. Make sure you use the would pattern, yeah? Every Sunday I would visit my friend's house is correct. Every Sunday I would visit my friend's house. And let's see, others. Rosa wrote, I would send text messages to my friend. When, right? So that's true. I would send text messages to my friend. When did you do that? Like when you were a kid, when you were a teenager, yeah? So make sure you have some time period. Let's look at the last example here, and then we'll continue. So last example, it's hard to see this. Thank you, Control Desk. Okay, so my parents would always congratulate me when I did well in school. My parents would always congratulate me when I did well in school. So what's happening here? Here is my subject, my parents. This is my subject, yeah? Here is would. This tells us a repeated action is coming maybe. And then would always congratulate me. Okay, So to congratulate someone means to say congratulations, good job, right? You did a good job. Here, the frequency we have would always, this means very often, they would always congratulate me when I did well in school. So this is like the time period. We have our time period hint at the end here, when I did well in school, okay? So as you can see, the would sentences have flexibility. We need some information, like about when did you do the action? We need some information about when the action happened, like in your school days, or when you were a kid, or when you worked at a different job, right? So give the other person some information about that repeated action, okay? I'll check some more examples. Emmanuel wrote, frequently I would ask my parents for my allowance. Yeah, so maybe was that, I assume, when you were a kid, right? So when I was if I were you, I would write, when I was a kid, I would often ask my parents for an allowance. So the reason I choose often is because frequently sounds a little more formal. Yeah, in everyday conversation, you can use often. It sounds a little more natural. Okay, some others. Ali on Facebook wrote, every New Year I would celebrate with my family. Nice one, Ali, I love that. English with Safi wrote, when I was a kid, I would wake up early. Yeah, me too. When I was a kid, I would wake up early. I did not like it, and I still do not like it. Maybe some of you are the same. Yeah, many people. Reikian wrote the same thing. When I was in elementary school, I would need to wake up early. Okay. Risa wrote, when I was a child, I would play the whole day. Or when I was a child, I used to play the whole day. Yeah, so actually, good point. I wanted to point this out. I made these two sentences on purpose. Thank you, Risa, for the reminder. Both of these are correct. So in part one, we have this sentence. So I used to play with my friends every day. And when I was a kid, I would play with my friends every day. So we can use both grammar points to express this idea. The difference is just, do you want to have the feeling of a repeated action or just describe the change, right? So both are correct there, yeah. So when I was a child, I would play the whole day, great. And when I was a child, I used to play the whole day. Both of them communicate the same idea. Okay, keep sending your examples. I realized I talked a lot about these 2 points, so let's finish quickly with these two. I will continue to check the chat. Great work, everybody. We're gonna continue with some very fast last patterns. I want to talk about just 2 quick patterns that use the used to grammar point in slightly different ways, and then we will be finished for the day. So the last 2 I want to talk about, this is my first kind of useful pattern, the like pronoun used to. You will see this a lot in like situations where you want to talk about your town or your city, that something changed in your town or city. So this means in the same way as an old action that is no longer true. So you might be like, what does that mean? So let's look at some example sentences and break them down quickly, okay? So, I wish we could play in the park every day like we used to. Like we used to. So this is a common style sentence for this. I wish, right? I wish we could play in the park every day. So this means the speaker wants to play in the park every day. Like we used to. This part means in the same way we used to. So in this situation, the speaker is saying, I want to do that thing we did a long time ago, but we don't do it now, right? Maybe we're adults, we have to work every day, right? So we can use like we used to talk about these situations we want to do, but we cannot do or are difficult to do now. Okay? All right, let's look at the second example sentence. Let's go for a long drive, just like we used to. Let's go for a long drive, just like we used to. So this sounds like a suggestion, right? Let's go for a long drive. This sounds like, just like we used to, sounds like we used to do this action sometimes, right? We have not done that action in a long time, so let's go again. It's been a long time. That's what this sounds like. We used to do this a lot, now we don't, so let's do it again, right? So this is a really useful and nice way to say, oh, we haven't done that for a long time, right? Okay, then let's continue to the last bit because time is going. I talked too much about grammar. Okay, so the last one. I want to quickly mention used to plus be. So today we practiced used to with the infinitive verb. I did not use be verbs here, but we can use the be verb with used to talk about like conditions that changed. For example, a great restaurant used to be here, but it closed, okay? So that means before there was a really good restaurant here, now there is not a really good restaurant here. This follows the same pattern as this one, okay? But we can use this one to talk about conditions like this, changing conditions, okay? And last one, he used to be a great athlete. Used to be a great athlete. So this one talks about someone's professional, like their job, or maybe a hobby or something like that. So we can talk about people's like qualities and character with this kind of pattern. Like, I used to be a scientist, or she used to be a swimmer, yeah? So we can talk about people's changes in this way too, okay? All right, that part was a bit quick because we had many things to talk about. But we have to wrap up there because I said a lot of things. So we'll finish there for today's lesson. If I didn't get to your example sentence this week, I'm so sorry. Please join me again next week. I will do my best to read all of the examples. But we have to go for today. That is actually... Oh my gosh, I'm trying to find next week's lesson information. But if you want to make sure to join me for next week's lesson, you can join me at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week. That is New York City time on Wednesday. If you don't know your local time, please Google it, or you can set a notification on Facebook or on YouTube to make sure that you catch this live stream. Next week, I'm going to talk about, next week, we are going to do a preposition review. Hooray! Next week's prepositions that I have chosen are by, to, and for. So please join me to practice your prepositions. Hooray! Everybody loves that, right? So I'll say goodbye for now. Don't forget the 40% off forever discount at EnglishClass101.com. Come find me at Instagram from the link below. And of course, have a great day. Have a great week. Thanks so much for joining, liking, and sharing. And I will see you again next time. Bye!